All right, in this lesson we are going to look at the divisibility test, and it looks like I have an extra I there. I'm sorry about that. I don't know if I could, nah, I don't guess I can get in there. Let me see if I can get rid of it. I'm not having much luck. Well, it's bothering me to have a misspelled word up there. So let's see if we can. Whoops. There we go. That was a big waste of time probably, but it bothered me that I had the word misspelled in my typing. All right, divisibility test. This lesson might have been useful earlier in another lesson, but in my math lab, this is where they study divisibility in your textbook. All right, you don't actually have to divide a number to know if something is a factor of it, if it is divisible by it. All right, here is a list of tests. Once again, I think you should write these down in your notes. A number is divisible by 2 if the last digit is even, 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. For example, 128 is divisible by 2, but 129, which ends in a 9, is not. So numbers that end in an even digit are divisible by 2. You don't have to divide it to know that. It's a guarantee. Now 3, this is a very interesting test. A number is divisible by 3 if the sum, that means to add, the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. Okay, let's see what's going on. Let's take 381. Yes, I could go off to the side and divide that by 3, and that would tell me, but here's a shortcut. Add up 3, 8, and 1. 3 and 8 is 11, plus 1 is 12. Well, that's still 2 digits, but that would be enough. Is 12 divisible by 3? And we all know yes. 3 goes in there 4 times. Because 12 is divisible by 3, the original number is divisible by 3. That sounds weird, but it really works. 217, let's see. Let's add them up. 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 7 is 10. Is 10 divisible by 3? No. So neither is the big number. So if you add the digits and check that number and see if it's divisible by 3, that will tell you about the original number. Okay, 4. If you take the last 2 digits, the last 2 of a number, if that's divisible by 4, so is the whole number. For example, 1,312. Look at just the last 2 digits. Is 12 divisible by 4? Yes, then so is 1,312. Take a look at 7019. Last 2 digits. Are those divisible? It's 19 divisible by 4. Does 4 go in there evenly? No. Then it doesn't go into the whole number evenly. So just the last 2 digits. For 5. 5, a number is divisible by 5 if the last digit is a 0 or a 5. And I've kind of mentioned that earlier. So 175 is divisible by 5, meaning you can divide and get a remainder of 0. 809 is not. 6, there's not really a test for 6. The test is if 2 was a factor and 3 was a factor, then 6 is a factor. So, example, 114. Is it divisible by 6? Well, test it for 2. Well, it ends in a 4, which is even, so it works for 2. Add the digits. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 4 is 6, and 6 is divisible by 3, so it passes the 3 test. If it passes both the 2 and the 3 test, then it passes the 6 test. The number 308, it's even, so that means it passes the 2 test. But if you add 3 and 0 is 3 plus 8 is 11, and 11 is not divisible by 3. So no, since it didn't pass both, it would not be divisible by 6. These tests can be very helpful. Now, this test for 7, honestly, I don't really use it. This is so convoluted that usually I just test the number. I just try to divide it. But here's what it says. Take a number, double the last digit, and subtract it from the rest of the number. And if the answer is 0, it's divisible by 7. If the answer you get is divisible by 7, then the original number is divisible by 7. This is kind of weird. All right, let's see. I'll go over it, but like I said, I really don't use it. 672. Double it's 4. Double the last digit. It's 4. Take 4 and take it away from 67. You get 63. So since 63 is divisible by 7, then the answer is yes. So it's a very weird test. This next one, 905. Double 5 to get 10. Take 90, the first part, and subtract 10, which is 80, and 80 is not divisible by 7. So what you're going to do always is take the last digit, double it, and subtract it from the first 2, if there are 2 or more. So it probably, for me, would have been just as easy to do the division. Okay, 8. Check the last 3 digits. If the last 3 digits are divisible by 8, then the number is divisible by 8. Once again, that's not going to save you a lot of time. Sum of 9. The sum of the digits is divisible by 9, then so is the number. The 9 test is just like the 3 test, except you're checking 9. And finally, 10, number has to end in 0. All right. The ones I think that are most useful are 2, 3, 5, and 10. All right, let's see what we're going to do. Let's get some little bit of room. All right, which of the following numbers are divisible by 2? All right, review. You are divisible by 2 if the last digit is even. This one, yes, because that's an 8. This one, yes, because that's a 2. This one, yes, because 0 is even. 6, yes. 0, yes. 522, checking the 2, yes. 8, yes. 87, 7, no, it is not divisible by 2. 29, see the 9? No. 435, see the 5? No. 261, see the 1? That's no. So you will simply list these: 58, 232, 870, 116, 290, 522, and 7,308. So just a list of the ones that passed the test. You'll separate them with a comma. All right, let's look at the next one. I probably won't be writing the list every time. All right, are the numbers divisible by 3? All right, 215. Here's what I'm going to do. 2 plus 1 plus 5. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 and 5 is 8. Is 8 divisible by 3? No. All right, 387. Let's look at 3 plus 8 plus 7. 3 and 8 is 11, and 7 is 18. Is 18 divisible by 3? The answer is yes. It's going to take us a few minutes to do this. So I have 129. I have 1 plus 2 plus 9. 1 and 2 is 3, plus 9 is 12. Is 12 divisible by 3? Yes. By the way, it doesn't matter how many times 3 goes in there, you just know it goes in there evenly. All right, 645. 6 plus 4 plus 5. 6 and 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15. Is 15 divisible by 3? Yes. Right, I have 258. Let me write down these numbers so I can see them. All right, 258. 2 plus 5 plus 8. 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 and 8 is 15. So that's a yes, because 15 is divisible by 3. 86 is 8 plus 6. That's 14. 14 is not divisible by 3, so that's a no. So 258 was a yes, and that one was a no. All right, we have a larger number. That doesn't mean it's going to be a lot harder. It just means we have a little bit more to add. 1 and 0 is 1, plus 3 is 4, plus 2 is 6. Is 6 divisible by 3? Yes, so is that number. So I'm not actually going to take time to do all of these, but you're going to use the divisibility test for 3, which is to add the digits, get a number, and see if it is divisible by 3. So there would be more. All right, divisibility by 5, one of the easiest. It has to end in a 5 or a 0. Okay, it should be pretty easy to do this divisibility by 5 because it is divisible by 5 if the last digit is 0 or 5. So this is just a very quick visual test. So 215, yes. 387, no. 129, no. 645, yes. Remember, I'm checking only the last digit. 258, no. 86, no. 1032, no. 3096, no. 1720, yes, because it ends in a 0. 860, yes. 172, no. 344, no. So very easy to test for divisibility by 5. And if you're hearing something in the background, you're hearing my dog cough. I'm sorry. Okay, the next one is divisibility by 2. Once again, if it ends in an even number, it's divisible by 2. So 14, yes. 56, yes. 210, 0 is even, so yes. 8, yes. 0, yes. 6, yes. 4, yes. 21, no. 7, no. 105, no. 63, no. So these numbers are divisible by 2. Last one, which of the following are divisible by 10? Now the test for 10, the number has to end in 0. We've mentioned that earlier. This ends in a 5, so no. Ends in 1, no. 7, no. 5, no. No, 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 yes, because it ends in a 0. Yes, it ends in a 0. No, no. So, please be familiar with the divisibility test for 2, for 3, for 5, and for 10. The others are fine. Maybe you want to study those, but I particularly think the 2, 3, 5, and 10 are very important.